What a sight this is to see racing once again. This is the first proper race that we've had at a Grand Prix venue since the summer break. What better place to have it than here in Austria, in amongst, well, the fans still staying on to check out the racing here today. What sort of treats await them as David Alonso rolls up to the pole position, ready to take off. This will be the first and only time that he does that this weekend. David Munoz there, the number 64 will be taken off from tomorrow. He's ready for battle. Are you all ready? The road to MotoGP continues. Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup, round 5 is here, ready to go. Race 1, the lights are on. And they're off. Away we go. That was a poor start from Matteo Vitelli, but David Alonso absolutely nails it. We're on the run towards turn 1. Always chaotic, very tight. Who's going to get the fastest line through it and the drive out of it? Are we all safely through? That is the question. Have we gone beyond track limits? Of course we have. It looks like Tachikor Boisri is there in second place, and the number 89, Marcos Uriarte, from third on the grid, leads the way as we head up towards turn 3. All safely through, Elliot.
Yeah, thankfully, and Uriarte got a great start from the front row. Is he going to lead into turn 3? No, he's not. He gets the number 5 of Tachikor Boisri, who also got a great start, but he was leading from the second row. Thankfully, Allright is safely through the tight right-hander, and again, down we go, down the second longest straight on the course, down into another tight right-hander, which is turn 4.
Just keeping an eye on David Munoz. He looks as though he's made up many places already. What about turn 4? So downhill, bit of negative camber perhaps as well. Switching to a bit more positive camber on the exit. Got to be so careful not to outbrake yourself there. And here's the fast and flowing section. Some prime overtaking opportunities. We're on board with David Alonso, hunting down Tachikor Boisri in first place. A little bit of daylight there between them. Tachikor Boisri, the number 5, looking strong here in P1. Who's that behind them then? Uriarte, and that I think that's Scott Ogden in 4th, Matteo Vitelli in 5th, with Ivan Ortolo behind them. And how about that? The number 72, Taio Furusato, the rookie sensation here, winning his first ever race in the rookies this year, behind there in 7th position.
Thought David Alonso was going to make a cheeky move at the inside on lap 1 to take the lead. That, of course, is your pole sitter, but we're around the final corner then, and it's Tachikor Boisri who leads the way out the final corner with David Alonso tucked up in the slipstream. Who's that going?
Well, that was Noah Detweiler going off to into the scenery pretty much there. We're going to have a change of the lead as we come across the line. David Alonso switches towards the inside, but so does Uriarte. They're not able to outbreak Boisri though. How about that for a tongue twister? We're on David Munoz watch. Where does he come across the line? He came across the line in 10th position, but he's moved up to 9th. Holgardo just behind him. That's a puzzling one. The number 96, there he is alongside Munoz. 3rd in the championship. Holgardo also still leading the Moto3 Junior World Championship. He's not had the best start to the race.
What was I saying about David Munoz and maybe being looking to score points today? He's
how about it?
Already, what to start for the man 2nd in the championship here. Holgardo started down in 7th place. Not the greatest of starts for another title contender, but he's in the pack, and that's the main thing at the minute. Look at David Alonso up the Munoz up the inside there in the rear of the pack.
Well, Well, we've got David Alonso out front now as Tachikon Brasserie has been swallowed up and dispatched. It's now Alonso from Uriarte, from Vitelli and Ortola there in 4th place as well. Ortola now moving up to 3rd position. There up the inside of Vitelli, the two very lanky stars of the rookies. The Spaniard versus the Italian. How about it? There is Munoz. So absolutely no trouble at all. Forget it. I mean, he is going to have to go through the long lap penalty, but if he was able to make up that much ground from the back of the grid within simply a lap and a half, well, what can he do with a long lap penalty as well? I don't think it's going to make much difference to his race.
It'll be interesting to see when he takes it, because if these guys can get their heads down and do another couple of laps at this sort of speed, they've already broken the gap to the second group. So it'll be interesting to see when David Munoz takes it, because he drops into the second group and he's going to have a little bit of a trickier time to make his way through. I don't think he's going to be doing it here, because he's at the inside.
Like it. Next to Danny Munoz. He's going up the inside. There's no chance he's taking that long lap penalty this time around. No. So it'll have to be one of the following couple of laps. That was as close as you like. He must have been rubbing his rear tyre there. So how about it? We head down the straight in inverted commas. This is now turn 2 with flicking left through, and then thinking about the braking zone for turn 3. There is David Munoz. Will he manage to get past Tayo Furusato there? No, he's guarding his line superbly, is the Japanese rider. It's still David Alonso out front, who fought Pedro Acosta so fiercely. Oh, it's not, sorry. It's Ivan Ortola who's made his way out front now, but David Alonso still in 2nd place there.
Ortola goes well here. He podiumed once here last year with a 2nd place in the Red Bull Rookies Cup in his rookie season. Now he's got a season under his belt. He's also got half a season in the CV Junior World Championship under his belt, so he's looking really strong once again. I'm just looking at the gaps map. I think we've got a lead group of 10, maybe 11. Farioli's just dropping off the back of Holgardo, and then there's a 1.3 second gap back to Alex Mian, which is interesting for David Munoz, of course.
Yeah, very much so. Well then, what will transpire throughout the rest of the race? We have seen the two main groups actually part and then come back together again over the course of the 15-16 or so laps. 15 laps to go here, of course, as we see David Alonso move up the inside towards turn 9. That is not a move for the faint-hearted, running it right out to the edge near the track limits. And who's that going in pit lane then?
Scott Ogden,
Scott Ogden. So he's got a ride-through penalty, not a long lap.
Yeah, ride-through penalty. Yeah,
right.
Scott, yeah.
Oh, what a shame then. So yes, you can see there on the gap. So that's pretty much ruined Scott Ogden's race. There's no chance he's going to be catching back up again. But what about David Munoz? He's not gone through the long lap penalty lane that time around. I think he gets 3 goes at it, doesn't he? He's had
3
2
flying
then.
laps, I think.
So he has to do it next time around. And how about this though? The number 5, Tachikon Brasserie, still fighting for those first positions on a provisional podium spot. Oh, poor Scott Ogden. He's absolutely gutted, isn't he? Because that is race well and truly over. Mate, you can go full gas now. Come on. Well, can he? Maybe he can't. I thought he could when he gets to that point. I thought the line... Oh, never mind. At least he didn't try and tuck in and eke out a little advantage in a speed lane limited area. A pit lane speed limited area, I should say, like the Moto3 World Championship riders were doing over the last couple of races. Anyway, David Alonso still leading the pack here. Who has he got behind him now? It's Tachikon Brasserie there. And who's that? Vitelli saying, jump onto the back of me, because David Munoz, we can't let him get away. He is the fastest man on track at the moment. The fastest rider on track, I should probably say. A bit of a stretch to call some of these young chaps men. But here we are. David Munoz, he has one more chance to take that long lap penalty if my understanding of the rule book is correct. Otherwise, he'll be in some serious trouble.
Yeah, I think he's got to take it on the next lap. So look out for turn 1, folks. That's where the number 64, who's just going to go up the inside of Marcus Uriarte.
He doesn't need a second invitation, does he?
Yeah, David Munoz had his Weetabix this morning, so he's in 4th place now from the back of the grid. Now then, is he going to take his long lap penalty? I think he needs to, so just watch out for it. He's tucked up behind Ivan Ortola. He's just going, yeah, he's just signalled there. Well, I think he's just signalled he's going into the long lap penalty. Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, absolutely sensational then. Good stuff from him, taking it wide. But let's see then how long it takes him to actually catch everyone back up. Will there be enough riders to hook on the back of a slipstream and take them? Will he even bridge the gap between the 2 main groups of riders? He's got Noah Detweiler for company there. I didn't see who quite else he was with. It's Lunetta and Mario Aggi. Summer Gorba's behind them in 15th position. So the real fight is on now for David Munoz. He does not want to let these riders and David Alonso get away, because he cannot let that championship gap open up any more than it already is.
David Munoz then down into 13th place, just behind Luca Lanetta. So that's it's going to be a very difficult task. It was a difficult task before. It's now going to be an even more difficult task for David Munoz to try and get himself into the top 10 and into the lead group for the fight. There's the championship standings, the cup standings on the right-hand side. At the minute, Alonso's taken a very healthy advantage into race 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's pretty crucial, because we have only got 6 races left in the series for 2021, including this one. You cannot really afford to be having an off day anymore if you want to be in it to win it. And that doesn't just go for David Munoz, that also goes for Danny Holgardo, who is still in 8th position at the moment. He's off the back of this group. He's with Tayo Furusato there. Thank you, Mr. Director, for perfectly colouring what I was saying there. Danny Holgardo just ahead of Furusato. Furusato, I remind you, never seen this track before. Never, ever seen it. And he's still there in 8th position. I mean, that kid is something very, very special indeed. What about Uriarte going up the inside of Ortula? Will he take that 3rd place? Yes, he does. Oh, no, he doesn't. Ortula goes around the outside once again. I thought that was going to be a textbook move. This is David Munoz, the number 64. He is behind Alex Millan now, who is in 10th position. Filippo Farioli up ahead, the Italian. Will they drag him back towards that leading group? The gap is currently, as I look, 3.7 seconds off the lead, and they've got about 1.7 seconds to make up to Furusato. Can they do it? That is the question. Holgardo clearly got an earpiece in, listening to our commentary, because he's got a wriggle on. Fastest lap of the race to him last time around.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that, Matt, and I think it is doable for David Munoz. If he gets his head down, he's probably going to be on his own. He's clearly got the pace to pull away from that second group, and if these guys are going to keep fighting, which you can think they probably will be, he's got every chance of trying to catch the group before the checkered flag. There's still 11.5 laps to go, so there's plenty of time for him to make up that gap. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do it. As we look back to Tachkorn Burazri, he's having a very, very good race there. In 2nd place is Tachkorn Burazri.
Yeah, I tell you what, Elliot, we look at other riders. I mean, I know he would have been doing some races in the Spanish Championship, the Mandatory Junior World Championship and everything like that. As we see from the FIM stewards, Shoni Shimura exceeding track limits too many times, a long lap penalty for him. But as I was saying, Burazri got that podium in certain circumstances last time out in Germany. How about that? What that does for confidence there, Ray? Because if you look at his other results, his highest finishing position so far this year was at 8th position. He's been racing throughout the summer and then come back here, and just it's all about confidence, because he's just carrying that momentum which he had in Germany. He's proved to himself that he can do it now. He can get on the podium, and here he is, not just fighting for a podium but for the win. Absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, in the Junior World Championship, he's not had the best of seasons. Of a lot of luckless races for Tachkorn Burazri. He sits 25th only on 5 points. But yeah, as you mentioned, Matt, that maiden podium in the Red Bull Rookies Cup last time out in Germany, it was a fantastic result, and it's a run of 6 races in the points and 4 inside the top 10, and he's keeping Alonso company there in 2nd place. Is he going to go for a move? He's in this slipstream.
Yeah, he's keeping him an honest man, isn't he? As we look, as they break down towards turn 4, you can really quite see a bit more there, just how steep it is. I don't think you can really appreciate it until you see it in person. It's wow, David Alonso goes extremely wide on the exit. That was very bizarre indeed. I'm not quite sure how he actually managed that. So we now have Tachkorn Burazri back in the lead.
Yeah, I didn't quite see that either, Matt. I was looking at the timing screen, and then all of a sudden David Alonso was wide and nearly on the grass. Thankfully, he kept it upright. I'm just watching Daniel Holgardo's progress. He's now up to 4th place after being on the back of this group. So Daniel Holgardo's got the bit between his teeth, and he's clawing his way through the pack. He's got Ortola next on his list to pick off. He's up the inside, not quite that time, as David Alonso retakes the lead at turn 9. Fast right-hander keeps it on the tarmac.
Yeah, just about. He doesn't go onto the green that time around, fortunately for him. So pretty calm and collected there, and as is Danny Holgardo. He's very good at doing this, isn't he? Just biding his time, not panicking when riders seem to be getting away from him. Then they come back and he just lets the chaos ensue, picks up the pieces, and look at him now, moving up the inside of Ortula into 3rd position, I should say, from 4th. So it's proper leading group. We've got Munoz of the David variety, 9th position, 2.4 seconds off Furusato, who is just off the back of this leader group. He's now caught back on it, looking to move up the inside of Bertelli. I wouldn't count out for Risato out this win. 3 riders in 1. What a move for the Japanese rider. That was just, it didn't look like he was outbreaking anybody. He was just cruising for a Sunday ride. Okay, he's created a bit of a gap to him and Ortola now, but what a move.
That's just classic turn 3 at the Red Bull Ring, isn't it? You get the slipstream down the long straight, you brake a little bit later than your rivals, and you get up the inside. And yeah, normally not make 3 in one loop, but fair play to Furusato is get a nice little slow motion replay of the rider braking hard over the crest of hill down into turn 9. That's David Alonso, the number 80, and Tashkorn Boazri, the number 5. You 2 race leaders at the moment.
For newbies watching the rookies, very possible indeed, though I know many of you are very hardened veterans at watching this. You can tell some of the riders apart, not just from the helmet design to their numbers, but they do have their respective national flags on the front fenders of their machines there. You can see it's Alonso with the Colombian flag on the front of his, followed by Holgardo with the Spanish one, Tashkorn Boazri with the Thai one, obviously, and then Ortola with the Spanish one as well. So top 4 then, it's now Alonso versus Holgardo. This could be very crucial indeed, Elliot, because if Holgardo manages to overtake Alonso, he's keeping him pretty honest in the championship standings. Look at this now then, so we've got Furusato in 5th. That is a bit of a gap there though, up to Ortola in 4th, but will they manage to catch him on the slipstream this time around?
Yeah, we'll wait and see, Matt. It is very important for Holgardo to try and beat David Alonso at this stage of the weekend. It's very important in terms of the Cup standings. We know Alonso is the Cup standings leader, and if he wins this, obviously another 25 points in the bag. And Holgardo is on a run of 3 races without a podium. He was luckless in that crash at turn 1 caused by David Munoz last time out in the Saxon Ring. But he's had 2 4th places before that, so he'll be eager to at least get on the podium, but you can definitely tell he wants to win this one.
This is really interesting though, Elliot. What a graphic down the bottom there. David Alonso, last lap, a 140.1. David Munoz in 9th, a 140.4. So that is not going to be good enough. Sorry, a 140.5. That is not going to be good enough for him to actually catch these guys and chase them down and have hopes of a victory. He will be coming through shot just there in the back of that, coming out of turn 4. So at the moment, not really good enough, which is a shame because he managed to catch up to these guys from the back of the grid, seemingly with ease. But there we go. That's just not how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's see how it progresses. Still 9 laps to go. That is roughly, what, 15 odd minutes of racing still with the Red Bull rookie. So plenty of time for something else to happen. He, of all people, should know that after last time out.
I was going to say, this is the Red Bull Rookies Cup and anything can happen. It's drama central a lot of the time. So yeah, David Munoz can always bridge that gap, and even if he doesn't, a top 10 from back of the grid and a long lap penalty is still a fantastic result.
Yeah, it really is. I completely agree with you there. Keeping an eye on these guys in the second group there then. Will they be able to catch them? Time for Risato just loses a couple of extra hundredths of a second there. I think I saw him go out of track limits too between turns 9 and 10. So he's got to be careful with that one. But will they? How efficiently will they use the slipstream this time around? Then we're going through turn 2, breaking up to turn 3. Any audacious moves incoming? Daniel Munoz, Matteo Bertelli and Furusato fan out. Furusato goes pretty wide there, has to concede a place, gets nerfed way off the track, didn't he? As Uriarte, he's gone completely missing, hasn't he? To the back of this group. I wonder what happened to him at some stage.
Yeah, that was strange. I didn't see quite what happened there, but it's very easily done. We've seen it across all classes this weekend, and the years we've been here, it's very, very easy to make a mistake into turn 3. If you brake just that little bit late, it's easy to get out of shape, and the corner just sucks you in. You're doing pretty much top speed into the braking area, and then you're braking down into a very, very low speed, probably the lowest speed on the circuit. So yeah, a difficult corner to get right and a very easy corner to get wrong.
Absolutely true, yeah. Completely agree with that. FIM stewards. Oh, how about this, Elliot? Exceeding track limits for your race leader. Long lap penalty for David Alonso. Well, no one is safe. No one is exempt from this sort of punishment there. He will be getting the signal from the pit board around this lap, I should imagine, and he's running it very close to the edge of the curbs there as well. How will that change things? Not just in this race, but for the championship as well. We'll keep an eye. Will we see the pit board to the left of your screen? Perhaps we will. No, Oh, yes, we do. He had it. So he's been told he will also have it on his dash, as far as I'm aware as well. So next time around, he will likely take that long lap penalty. Did he just exceed track limits again then?
It was
Need
close.
to be careful. Very close indeed. Fastest lap of the race last time around. Matteo Bertelli, your most recent race winner, bridging that gap from 5th up to 4th. He is dragging these guys closer to them. That's not true. It's not Ortula with 1.2 seconds back to Bertelli. The graphic is wrong. Ignore it. He is there. He's with him. He's in 5th, and he's going to battle for the win once again.
Bertelli can smell another race win. He, of course, won. Profited from the carnage that unfolded at the Sachsenring to win that second race. But what were we saying about drama, Matt?
Yeah.
We never know when it's coming, and there it is. David Alonso, the championship leader and the race leader, has a long lap penalty. I'm just looking at the gap from Alonso to David Munoz. It's 5.1 seconds as things stood over the line. So he's going to come out, crucially, ahead of David Munoz if he nails the long lap penalty.
And we've got a track limits warning for what would be your next race leader, Danny Holgardo, as well. Same goes for Tayo Furusato. My eagle eyes did not deceive me. I did see Furusato going a little bit wide on the track limits a few laps ago. He's at the back of this group now, so no more ifs and buts for either of those guys. That could well leave someone like Tactical and Guazri in the lead should Danny Holgardo make another infraction. Keep a close eye on whether those tyres touch the green coming out of these final 2 corners. These are key zones for that. They are running it very, very wide, Elliot. Now, the question begs, will David Alonso take the long lap penalty this time around? 6 laps to go. He's braking from first. Has he seen it? He has not. He has opted not to go for it this time around, so he'll get 2 more opportunities to take that long lap penalty. Else they will dock him several seconds. Whatever penalty they decide is worthy if he manages to carry on.
We saw this in Jerez, didn't we, Matt?
Oh, long lap penalty for Furusato as well. Just come up on our timing screens at the back of this group. So, goodness me, absolute drama all over.
Yeah, we saw this, I was just about to say, we saw this in Jerez, Matt, didn't we? A load of the front runners got long lap penalties towards the end of the race. Now, they're going to be able to take them before. If they don't, like you say, they're going to get penalties. And in Jerez, it was a little bit later on in the race, so they didn't. But Alonso's going to have to take it either the next lap or the one after that, or he's going to serve a penalty. You'd assume by now he would have seen that he's got a long lap penalty, but obviously we don't know for sure.
It's a really difficult one, this, isn't it? Because, you know, with these small capacity machines, it's not as if you crank open the throttle, that bike is just going to drag you wide and onto the green. You know, but I know they've got to take such long, sweeping lines to maintain that corner speed. You've got to be so careful. However, guys, stay on the track. It really is so worth it, because otherwise you're going to get these penalties. You're not going to win. It's so simple. But however, we still see it in World Championship racing all the time, don't we? Pole position in MotoGP was decided by that today. So there we have it. Turn 9 and then turn 10. David Alonso still in the lead. Danny Holgardo cannot afford to go off track any more times, or he'll have a penalty himself. And Alonso just running it so close. Will he take it this time around? 2 more opportunities. 5 laps to go. And Danny Holgardo, he doesn't need it to take a long lap penalty. He still just wants to take that lead naturally anyways.
There he goes.
There he goes. Both of them, Furusato and Alonso, are taking it. Is that their chance of race win gone? I think it could be, Elliot, which is massive. Oh, and Furusato, he's not taking it properly either, so he might have another one.
He will have another one if he's not taking it properly. If he's gone over the white lines, then you're going to have another long lap penalty. It's brutal, but they are the rules. So yeah, if Furusato did cross over the white lines, unfortunately for the young Japanese rider, he's going to have to take another long lap penalty. I'm just seeing how far back David Munoz is from David Alonso. Our timing screens haven't caught up yet. Still saying Alonso is the race leader.
David Munoz is only not even 4 seconds off. No, he's not, is he? So let's see when he comes through the next split, sector 2. Yeah, they've really not caught up whatsoever, have they, the timing screens? Let's just not pay attention to them whatsoever. But as it stands right now, we have Danny Holgardo in the lead. That brings the Cup standings to 7 points, separating first and third in the series. Goodness me, it does not get much closer than that in the second half. That blows it wide open entirely. There we have it. Furusato failed to comply with long lap penalty. He is going to have another one. Welcome to the rookies, young man. He's done so well in the Age of Talent Cup in the 4 races we had in Qatar. That's why he got a position here. We now have another ATC veteran leading the race now. It's Tachikon Blasry, but then I see him go extremely wide. David Alonso goes really wide at that final turn. He exceeds track limits again, but that will be due to a mistake. Oh my goodness, he nearly decked it. Can you believe it?
He's clearly pushing his David Alonso because he knows David Munoz, the champion, his closest championship rival, is right behind him. And if I weren't mistaken...
Daniel Munoz exceeded track limits as well!
I was just about to say, Tachikon Blasry looked like he ran wide on the exit of turn 9 when trying to make a move for the lead. We didn't quite see it, so I don't know for sure, but he was definitely in hot and definitely wide.
Oh, goodness me, and now they're fanning out towards 5 abreast coming into turn 3. Daniel Munoz was leading. It's now Danny Holgardo. Who's that going up the inside? It's Ortula, and then Uriarte behind them. He's played it very cool and calm in this entire race. 4 laps to go. The tone of the race has entirely changed, and I don't think it's quite over just yet for the likes of Alonso or David Munoz. They can see, they can smell the exhaust fumes of the riders ahead. This is not over, potentially. 4 laps to go in the Red Bull rookies.
Yeah, this is sensational. We've got to keep our eye on 2 gaps, the leading pack and then this pack, because we're on board with David Munoz, and just ahead of him is the title leader, David Alonso. So David Munoz knows exactly the situation he needs to beat, and that's Furusato going wide to get onto the green. He's already got another long lap penalty, so Furusato's really got to be careful he doesn't get a third.
Well, he's not going to get really a chance to take it, is he, unfortunately? His races and his attempt at contending for this is pretty much over. He gets 3 more attempts at it. Munoz looks up the inside but decides against it. Will these guys be able to catch them? Furusato will take another long lap penalty. 3 more attempts at trying to get some kind of podium solid result here in Austria. But what a great debut it's been so far. Battling with these guys once again. Swallow me untongue there as we look at the championship contenders coming across the line. 3 laps to go then.
It's all kicking off, and it's kicking off in the commentary box. You okay over there, mate?
I'm all right. I can barely cope with it. Furusato, he's gone for another long lap penalty. Hopefully he does it correctly this time. We're looking back at David Munoz from David Alonso. Blasry's off the back of the top 6 riders. Will they catch them? Here is the question. Up the inside, in towards turn 3. I think they are going to catch him, Elliot.
I agree.
This is it.
They've got them right in the sights. That's definitely below a second.
Oh.
They're going to keep battling. You can see them all battling now. And David Alonso looks behind, gets a face full of David Munoz. And yeah, they're not right with them, but they're pretty much there. And if they be sensible about it, I know there's only 2 and a bit laps to go, and these are the top 2 in the championship. But if they're sensible, well, they're pretty much with them now.
Yeah, they are. That's it. They've been caught. 3 laps to go, and the race is on. Danny Holgardo is off the back of this group. He's 3rd in the championship. If he looks around, or if he gets passed by David Alonso and David Munoz, he might be thinking, what have I got to do? I thought I had you guys nailed to the wall, and I was going to overtake you or get closer in the series, but no, he's going to be still a little bit further back. All he can do now, though, is try and get that victory, but it's a tall order. Even though there are 2.5 laps to go, there's 4 other riders who want to take these sorts of victories. Blasry still in 3rd. Is Daniel Munoz still there in 1st position? Oh my goodness me. Penultimate lap coming your way after 1 more corner.
Yet again, an astonishing race in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup. 2 laps to go. This is anyone's. Daniel Munoz's got a little bit of a gap back to Tachikon Blasry, but I can hazard a guess that that's going to close unless he's got some superior late race pace. Daniel Munoz incidentally podiumed here last year, so he's got podium pedigree at the Red Bull Ring. Can he convert a podium from last year into a win this year?
Oh, just stunning alliteration, Elliot. That's why we paid the big bucks here. Joking, of course. Here we are. Look at that freight train of the rookies coming through turn 2. Are breaking up towards turn 3. They're going to find out how many abreast. 5 it is, with Ortula in the lead, but will he come out of it on top as well? Blasry avoids contact with other people. I think Holgardo's being a bit cheeky there. That is very cheeky indeed, because that's just wildly out of track limits. He's probably going to have to give a place back for that. That's just... Yeah, forget that. That's insane. So look at David Munoz. He's trying to come up the inside, and Batelli and Blasry there. They all take wildly different lines from each other. It's still Daniel Munoz out front. And what is David Alonso doing? He's just biding his time at the back, just saying, you guys can just go ahead, do what you want. Okay, it looks like Holgardo might have just given back a place, I think. But this is David Munoz trying to nerf him out of the way at the inside. He just lets the brakes off. That was awesome from David. From the back of the grid, I remind you.
Back of the grid, long lap penalty, and now he's about to move up into third place. If he's in the slipstream, I thought he was up the inside, but we'll look into turn 9. No, not quite. Uriarte holds it.
Hello, here we go. Daniel Holgardo. Danny has got a long lap penalty. It's it, so he's going to have to take it. Well, he won't get a chance. He's just going to get dropped to place, isn't he? He's not going to get a chance to take it, so that is disaster for Holgardo. He did not need that whatsoever. Schumacher's fans sitting up there. I think they were just avoiding the slipstream, actually. I think it was Uriarte, maybe. But how about it then? Last lap in the Rookies' Cup for this sensational race 1 in Austria. 1 out of 4 coming your way over the next couple of weeks. The sun's out, blessing us for his final lap. Who's going to get the jump into turn 3?
Yeah, turn 3, here we go. The first real passing manoeuvre apart from turn 1. Holgardo gets it out of shape. Daniel Munoz holds the lead, and Ortola keeps second place. So relatively clean through there, actually. I thought we'd see a little bit more budging and barging, but
he's on the grass. It's David Munoz. He gets pushed onto it by Alonso. That was cheeky, maybe not really appropriate, but we're into turn 4. He's moving up the inside of Uriarte. I thought Alonso was being quiet, but no, he's just picking them off one by one, corner by corner. He still wants that win. This is just nail-biting stuff. It's still Daniel Munoz out front, Ivan Ortola in second, and Danny Holgardo in third. Few more corners to go, Elliot. This last final sweeping section, then the run to the line.
Alonso at the inside of Holgardo. Remember, Holgardo's got a long lap penalty, so he's going to have a penalty at the end of the race. But now Alonso is back on the podium. David Munoz is trying to overtake Holgardo, and Ortola's trying to overtake Daniel Munoz for the lead into turn 9.
Oh my goodness, look at the lines. They're taking turn 9, and it's Alonso into second place. But it looks like, bar any daring moves, Daniel Munoz could be getting the win. Ortola doesn't want to give second up. He doesn't. He moves up the inside. Keep it in track limits, chaps, but it's going to be Daniel Munoz taking win here in Austria. He is over the moon with that. Ortola second and Alonso third. Danny Holgardo provisionally fourth, but that will have to change, which means David Munoz would take 5th place. I think. I mean, who knows? This is the Red Bull Rookies. It could all change now after this.